So how would you know when your water breaks? Sometimes it seems like it would be very, very obvious, but in some cases it's actually not. So this is something that can happen not only at when you're full term in your pregnancy, but there are women who actually have what's called preterm premature rupture of membrane. So their water bag actually breaks prior to their being full term, which would potentially indicate some version of preterm labor or a preterm birth. So I want to just review some of the signs. So one of them is usually it is sometimes it's continuous. So sometimes women will pee their pants. We know that happens. That's okay. But if your water breaks, you can empty your bladder and you're going to still have leaking of fluid. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a big, huge amount of fluid, right? Sometimes we have what's called a high leak. So if you shift a certain way, you may feel loss of fluid, and other ways you're fine and you don't feel it. So you just feel it sometimes. That's still something that we want you to call your provider about. A lot of times too, if someone did have kind of a bigger gush of fluid and then they don't really feel that much after, sometimes it's the baby's head that is moved down to kind of plug up that major, where all that fluid was coming out of. So you really only have the loss of fluid that was in front of the baby's head. That still is considered loss of fluid. Another sign is it's odorless. It also usually is clear. In some cases, it's not clear, but it shouldn't smell like urine, right? It shouldn't be thick like discharge. It should have the consistency of water. So anytime you have any of these signs or you suspect your water bag is broken, your provider definitely wants to hear from you. And they will really help you get a good idea. Sometimes it's very obvious and they want you to come in and be evaluated. Other times it's not so obvious. Sometimes if you're full term, we say, okay, your water may have broken, put on a pad, and we want you to have, if that pad is wet in the next hour or two, we want you to give us a call back. Okay. But definitely contact your provider if you feel like your bag of waters has broken, regardless of your gestational age.